Welcome to another video, the One Good Road here. Today I thought I would give a review on the Sunblesa H11 from, Sunblesa. I've had this head torch from Sunblesa now for, I guess that would be maybe 2 weeks of ownership, and I've used it for a couple of different things. Like I personally need a head torch because I live off-grid in the woods, and having a head torch is like an absolute must. And also it's good for bike packing, it's good for backpacking, that kind of thing. Literally anything where you need to obviously operate and do something during the night for a couple hours or something like that. And that's what, this head torch is really designed for. So I received 2 of these actually in the mail from the company, Sunblesa. And I think I'm going to do, this one could be a giveaway. So leave a comment down below and we'll select one of the comments, and then we'll send one of these out, yeah, to you. So we've got some specification on the back there. I'll walk through some of the specification. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I wanted to compare it mainly to another one, which is from Forclaz, which I have here. This is a 300 lums head torch, and it's claiming to be 90 grams. It's IPX5 rated, waterproof, resistance, and whatever. USB-C charging on the back here. Takes 3 hours to charge. On the back here of this one, this isn't a review on this one, but I'm just trying to give you something to compare it to. So it's saying on 300 lums that works up to, well, let's say more realistically 35 meters. Anything beyond that becomes pretty faded, I would say. And also over time the battery obviously, will reduce and the lumens will become less strong. But this will give us something to compare it against. So I've had that one for about the same time. Now if we compare this to the Sunblesa, the Sunblesa is 45 grams, has a maximum rating of 365 lums, that's what they claim. It is waterproof. I'm not sure exactly what the waterproof rating is. Let's have a look, see if there's anything listed here. It says it's IP65 on the Amazon listing. It says it has a battery rate, well, we've got some ratings on the back here. What does it say? It says it can last up to 200 hours, but now, if I'm completely honest, I will get into pros and cons, but I'm not entirely sure that's a very realistic claim on battery life. Because I don't think most people will be using it on the lowest setting all the time. The battery says it's 700 milliamps on here. What would be interesting is if I have a look and see what the battery rating on this one is, so that we've got something to compare it to. So to give you an idea, this one from Decathlon, from the Forclaz HL500, it says on the website, you can look at these specifications yourself, but it says 1,800 milliamp hours rechargeable battery, so that's lithium ion. So that's 1,800 in this one, and as a comparison, this one only has a, what did it say? 700 milliamp hours, so that's less than half. It's definitely a lot smaller, but keep in mind this one weighs half the weight of the other one. So what are you getting right off the bat? You're getting a more powerful light that's lighter, and I will say it's definitely lighter. And well, we got some other different modes on the back. I'll get into that in a minute. So that's something to keep in mind. This one retails on Amazon for about 20 euros, or what was it? US dollars. I think it was 28 US dollars right now. For comparison, this one is retailing for 30 euros. And I will say the battery life on this thing has been really good, and it charges via USB-C. This Sunblesa does not. But now I think that's enough on the specifications. Again, on the website you can load up the 2 and just have a look yourself on some of those details. But that's an overall, of most of the specifications. Generally speaking, I've noticed that this is significantly cheaper on Amazon than it is from Decathlon, but they are quite comparable, I have to say, and you're getting like pros and cons in different areas. So, like I said, right off the bat, it's extremely lightweight. I mean, this thing is only 45 grams. It's extremely lightweight. And if you win one of these in the giveaway, I mean, it won't cost you anything, right? You've got 3 different modes here. I'll just try and demonstrate that, even though it's full bright daylight. But we've got a low light mode here. We've got a low light, we have a medium strength, and then we have a full strength. And I've shot some stuff during the night, which will give you an idea, because I cycled with this to a local village nearby, which will give you an idea. I rode with the full setting, and my battery, I think, was at least 90% charged on this thing. And I noticed it only lasts me like 45 minutes of battery life if I run it on full. I wasn't super impressed with running it on full. Anyway, there's 2 different settings on the green light. There's like a medium strength and then a lower strength. There's a lower strength and medium strength. And then we've also got the red light here. Keep in mind there's also a locking setting. So if I turn this off again. Okay, so what you have to do is you hold down these 2 buttons at the same time, and then you're engaging a locking mode, which basically means it's powered off and it can't be switched on in your bag. So I'm pressing the buttons as much as I like, and it's not turning the light on. Now if I hold it down, both of these buttons at the same time, for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, now it's blinked a bit, and now it will come back on. I have to admit, that's actually a pretty neat feature, because often at times we put this in our backpacks and then it will turn on when we really don't want it to. I really feel like that's a really neat feature. We've got different degrees of turning angle, so we can have it like this or like this. I'm a bit concerned about the longevity of that tiny plastic cog there with the different settings. I think that's going to break down over time. So I'm not sure about the longevity of that. The battery is non-replaceable. That's something, maybe we should get into some of the cons and then I'll explain some of the good side. The battery is really small. So obviously it's very small and lightweight, but it's something to keep in mind is that you'll need to have a battery bank so that during the night, during several days of camping, I'm pretty sure you'll need to charge this within 2 days. And as long as you use the red setting and the lowest setting or the medium setting, it should last you much longer, like up to like 4 hours, I think. So I'm just testing out the lights. This is coming from the Sunblesa. Now if I turn away, that's the fullest brightness. Yeah. And that one's coming from the Decathlon Forclaz HL500. Hopefully that'll give you an idea. Back to the other one. This is from the Sunblesa. So yeah, there we go. But the brightest setting when I was cycling, which is what I really need, I need the brightest setting for cycling. It didn't last me more than 45 minutes, maybe an hour if I fully charged it completely. But the battery is going to wear out over many years, so it's something you have to keep in mind. I'm very curious what Sunblesa is going to do with their newer model, which will come out in 2024, which will have AA batteries in it. But still, I think this one is really good considering the weight. The weight is really good. Now, this one does not charge via USB-C. It's a micro USB. But honestly, I'm not really sure whether that's a pro or a con these days. We have so many devices that charge via USB-C and USB or micro USB. So it comes with a cable in the box. Let's have a look at the box for a second. Inside the box, we have the case, and the case is pretty nifty. Not that I would use it personally. But the case might be really useful for other things. There's some basic instructions on how you unlock the device. I think this is for headphones. They've probably just used this from a headphone case and then put the light in there. I'm not sure about how long that zip's going to last, but at least they include one, you know? That's just kind of neat that it's in the box. As a comparison, Decathlon do not include anything of that nature, and you just get the light itself inside. I've been using this light for a while. Now I have noticed that the battery on this is significantly longer. Let's say double the time, because it is a bigger battery physically. It is nice how it charges via USB-C, but I've had issues with certain USB-C cables not working with this charger because it can't quite get into that port. Both of them are IP rated, so you can use them in the rain and you'll be fine. I haven't used them in the rain yet, but I'm pretty sure they'll be fine, and I would like to test that. I'll leave a comment down below if there's any change on that. It's actually saying on here 1900, but on the website it said 1800. That's interesting. So it's marketing it as a larger battery on this model. I'm not sure why. Just a grain of salt there, but it's even larger. So it's actually more than, well, it's it's more than twice the size of the battery. So that's something to keep in mind. This one's 30 euros. It retails for, in France, the Sunblesa for 20. But the weight ratio is significant. You feel this on your head, on your forehead. This one you don't feel. It's incredibly lightweight. They do have other models, by the way. They have other models that are larger in battery capacity. And again, they're going to have a AA battery version which can recharge, which I'm sure will be cheaper than what Decathlon's version of this, because they do an AA battery. But honestly, the ultimate best thing to buy would be to have an AA battery that charges via USB-C. That would be the best one, so you can swap out the batteries. And I'm very curious about that in the future. But this one is still pretty good. For the price, I still think it's very reasonable. I would definitely consider that in the future, buying something from Amazon versus buying it from Decathlon. Most of my little accessories like this, I just buy from Decathlon because they're really cheap. But this is cheaper and the quality is actually pretty good. Not sure about warranties and stuff from this company yet. But their marketing team definitely wrote to me, and that was a really good sign. I am being honest in my review, I will admit. I just want to be honest about most of the products I receive. Just keep that in mind. I'm not paid to buy them or anything. They just willingly sent this out. I like the locking feature, saving battery. The micro USB is still going to be useful for many years to come. Not much else to say. I do recommend it, and leave a comment below. In comparison, there's this other one I got from Decathlon that just broke down. Like, this material that held the light in just broke down within, I don't know, a year of use. This rubber material, or 2 years of use, is just crap. It just broke down. So now the light works just fine, but I can't hold it on anything without making a new system. And I'm pretty sure that you can see that the light actually functions on a different hertz frequency, which is interesting. It also charges via the same method. So overall, I would definitely rate this a thumbs up from me. I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a good product. I think it's a high quality product. It definitely has some features that could be improved in future models, but I still think it's a really good product for what it is. It has some really good ideas, and I'm not sure about that green light, if it actually does help with insects in the night, whether they're attracted to green light more than red light. I think the red light still works maybe better for that, but at least there's another option for that. Maybe you have ideas on what the green light's for, but there's 3 different modes, right? And I think compared to Decathlon, in my experience, I I think it's very comparable. I wouldn't say it's necessarily better, but it's right on par with some of the high quality standard that they're offering at Decathlon from Forclaz. So yeah, I recommend it. Have a look at it on Amazon. The only thing for the giveaway is just make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment below, and that's it. That's all it is for the entry. So leave a comment, subscribe, like, and see you in another video.